Time for Here's the Deal. Joining us tonight, Vivian Crowe, Brent Stafford, and of course Lee Checkstead. Nice to see everybody.
Good to be here.
All righty, let's start with you, Brent. Let's start with the Surrey's response to Janet Brown. CKNW reporter saw what she thought was a drug deal going down, kind of yelled at him. The city mayor, the city manager, an inspector from the police department, and somebody else, Berinda Rossotti, all called her. Tell me that would have happened to Jane Average, who tweeted out the same thing.
Yeah. Absolutely not. And my years actually being in the media, I've availed myself of that too as well. You call the police, tell them what media outlet you're with, and you get service.
Except I don't mind if you're from media and you're calling the police for information, but when you're just sort of in your role as a citizen.
But nothing ever happens until something bad happens. Especially to, you know, when there's a power outage, the power always goes back to the mayor's house first.
Oh, come on. That's from the 1960s.
If you're a Democrat.
I think these things happen. And in this case, you know what? The whole community is going to benefit because of it. Does it really matter how it happened, or is the more important thing that it did happen?
Well, it kind of ticks me off a little bit because I think there's probably a lot of people who've complained about crime in the neighborhood and didn't get that kind of response.
But those people need to know, go to talk to your city council and the police, but go to the media. I mean, to me, this is a story about the power of the media. And we take it for granted, especially in Canada, you know. But in other countries around the world, the media has a lot of influence in actually making things happen. You know, I've certainly seen that. You can tell a politician over and over, you know, about something. Get it on the evening news, you'll see a lot more.
And I guess, you know, because I agree with you, and it kind of bugs me a little bit that they need to be made to squirm.
They do. Sorry, that's reality.
Happens.
And that's why I really hope that the media stays on this story, you know.
You know, that's my concern, because if it's just in the news cycle and the response is just news cycle only, it's pretty easy for it to go away and then nothing actually truly that, you know, gets happening.
Well, it almost had.
It almost had. I think they should install a large network of CCTV cameras. That's, I think, is a solution. And have them monitored with properly trained people, coordinated with police. Just throwing up a couple of cameras. Sure.
But even Janet herself said, maybe it was just meant to happen to me, because she knew full well the power that her situation had over somebody else.
Right.
And good on her. Good on her for doing what she could.
Yeah. Well, and I just think that as a citizen, I don't live in Surrey, but had I been a resident of Surrey, I would have expected that there already would have been beefed up security. Like, I'm thinking this community should be on high alert, and Janet's experience last night says to me that they're not. That it's still happening.
But you know what? The police and the city council actually need the media too as backup, because they're going to need more resources, and they won't get them unless the media keeps covering this.
True, and that's where they get the money, is with public support and initiatives.
Pressure. All right, Sochi, wow. The Olympics start very shortly, a couple of weeks, and interestingly, at first, gays were not welcome to the games. Do not come. Now you can come. That's all right. Putin has said, go ahead, show up. Please just stay away from our children. Shocking, really, isn't it?
Yeah, disappointing, But it's ironic. I mean, I think in the end, Putin will have done more to start to stop homophobia than he ever expected.
I'm surprised for a guy who likes to get his picture taken so much with his shirt off.
Naked.
Yeah.
God.
I stole that from Jon Stewart.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's true.
Like we said yesterday, there is nothing that they can tell us about Sochi that we are not rolling our eyes at this point. And this was one more thing. And I think you're right. There are going to be a number of people who come forward and say, you know, because of Russia's stance and what Putin did, I am now taking a stand against homophobia.
Well, and interestingly, you know, as sort of backwoods as it sounds, that attitude, you know, stay away from our children, it still exists right where we live.
Yeah, it does.
I was on social media today, and there was a picture of two black men, a gay couple with 3 kids.
The Instagram, it was lovely.
Isn't it? Kaylin and Caleb? Sorry, I can't remember exactly their names, but they were quoted as saying, you know, they often get told, you know, oh, you can't raise kids. How can you raise kids? So we're kind of saying the same thing, right? Stay away from the kids.
Well, when it comes to the homosexuality and the kids issue, there's so much confusion and, you know, pedophilia kind of, it's a tough topic, right? Because they should not be mixed. And so this whole, we should be teaching kids actually that it's okay. And being able to encourage them that it's that two parents of the same sex are fine. And so
well, and the point that it's Cordale and Caleb, both with K's, the producer just told me. And interestingly, they said, you know, where do most gay people come from? Straight parents, so.
And they also had that Instagram account, that's what I was talking about, where they posted, and it was a very normal family life life. And I think things like that go to show people that
we're all the same.
Well, what it takes to raise a child is unconditional love. It's not about your sexual orientation.
Yeah, I totally
Exactly. All right, speaking of raising children and doing perhaps a bad job at it, we want to play you this tape. This is from NBC's Today Show this morning. Kate Gosselin, John and Kate +8, you know, we all watched that spiral out of control. Well, apparently she's out of money. She and the two oldest girls, the twins, Maddie and Kara, are on the cover of People magazine, and now she trotted them out on morning TV. Have a listen to what happened there this morning.
Maddie, what would you want to say about how you and your sister and your family are doing?
Maddie, your words.
Oh, it's hard. It's a hard question.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for them, but Maddie, go ahead. Sort of the things that you said in the magazine, that years later, they're good, they're fine. Go for it, Mad. It's your chance.
No, you just said it.
There you go. Now, that was yesterday morning. I apologize. I said today, but it was actually yesterday morning.
Oh, she is in quite the ride if she's going to raise 8 teenagers over the next few years.
I was cringing during that.
It's terrible, yes.
But you know what? Someone said, should her children be taken away from her?
That was
Those two girls they have bonded together and they're putting up a united front. We are not going to be part of this anymore. And good on them.
Is that what you think?
For doing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, their mother is forcing them into it, but they're also putting their foot down in a
Well,
way.
they used to always do that in the show. I have to admit, I actually watched that show. And for most of the time was to watch Kate and how, horrible she was.
Right.
Horrible.
Well, and it was, we all watched it, and you knew they were going to split up.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
of course.
anybody who watched that show knew that fellow, John, could not take that for a whole lot longer.
In the fever swamp that is reality television, she's the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, really, she's come back.
I have to admit, I actually never watched the show.
Good for you.
But you know what? The issue I think that touches everybody is when you split up, you know, do you diss your ex? Do you keep saying bad things about them? No. Like, that's just the cardinal rule of divorce is you can't diss your ex in front of your kids.
Because they're still your children's
That's right,
parent.
You know? And marriage isn't forever anymore. But families are, you know, and somehow you have to get past that and not put your kids in that difficult position of, you know, having to choose between their parents.
I like that. Marriage isn't forever anymore, but families are.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, it's true. And so John was out saying, terrible
he
mother.
said, yeah, that was terrible, but I'm going to deal with this as a family issue, is what he
Yeah. And if you've been a lousy ex, or pardon me, if you've been a lousy spouse, the least you can do is try and be a good ex.
Who's the lousy one in this situation?
Yeah. She's not going to admit she was a lousy spouse.
That's right.
Well, I think whenever you have a breakdown of a relationship, most of the time both parties have shouldered some.
And for sure. But you're talking about for sure. But you're talking about being decent parents and decent exes. I'm shocked by this family because, once again, she appears to be out of money. So what's she doing? Trotting out her children. Yeah. Like, come on.
She is not the only parent who is living off the avails of her children and their talent.
But she's the poster child of it, though, isn't she?
But she's
no, Octomom did it.
Yeah, but come on. These people are
all celebrity parents do it.
But on a much more sort of ordinary level, there's lots of us who live through our kids, right? We push our kids to try and achieve things that we never did, you know, rather than, you know, looking at your child and say, well, who is my child? How can I become who they really are? You know, you see parents pushing their kids to do things all the time. Don't you think so?
I'm amazed a little bit. I mean, I thought the panel would be outright anti-Kate for what she's doing. These kids, how could they grow up normal? It's just impossible.
Well, that's what she's trying to tell us, right?
Well,
that's what she's trying to say. That's what the People magazine article said. Oh, we're all normal. We're fine. Yeah. Now, so I do have a slight suspicion they were nervous. You know, they were in a live TV setting. If you're used to it, it's normal. But if you're not, it is
exactly what was going on.
Oh, they're asking her. Oh, for sure. They used to do it on the show. Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. I got to wonder whether they had this planned. You know?
I
bet you
completely agree. I think
100%.
that they just did not want to be on there, and
they wanted to humiliate their mother.
Wouldn't it have been great to be in a fly on the wall in the green room after the interview was over? Because do you think she went up one side of them and down the other?
Oh, I cringe.
She deserved it if they did.
She deserved it.
No, she deserved it if the girls
planned it.
Planned it. I agree, 100%.
Yeah. All right. Vivian Krause, Brent Stafford, and of course Lee Checkstead. Thanks for being here.